Denny asks, Bobby, what's your preference when it comes to guitar pickups?
Now, on the topic of guitar pickups, I just want to say this. I'm a guitar player and I used to obsess over pickups before I got into production. So when I was a kid and I was just a guitar player playing in bands, I'd be swapping out pickups every other day within my guitars. Now this is back before bare knuckle pickups and all these fancy pants pickups that exist today. I pretty much would obsess between EMGs, Seymour Duncans, DiMarzios, the OG style pickups. And yes, there were differences between these different pickups. Obviously some were higher output, some were lower output. EMGs are much more compressed and much hotter than passive pickups. So there is a difference. Now me as a guitar player, I actually prefer passive pickups over active pickups. I feel they're generally a little warmer, a little cleaner, and a lot more of the personality of the actual wood of the guitar can shine through a little more easily, at least in my experience. Now with that being said, when it comes to my productions and working with bands, I honestly don't care much about pickup selection. Again, there is a difference, but there are much more important things to pay attention to throughout the duration of a production. And when it comes to guitar tone, I would say that cabinet selection, mic placement, and paying attention to the performance is infinitely more important than the actual pickups that you're using. And if you're not using a real live tube amp, the IR makes a massive difference. I cannot emphasize enough how important impulse responses are to your resulting guitar tone. They are much more important than the pickup you're using, believe me. And in case you haven't downloaded my custom impulse response of my favorite Mesa Boogie cabinet out of my studio, there's a link below in this video's description where you could download it for absolutely free. So if you haven't done that, be sure to do it. Now I can kind of understand how people obsess over this. If you just look at a DI track coming from an EMG pickup versus a DI track coming from, let's say, a Seymour Duncan or a lower output pickup, the waveform will be squashed and lopped off. And this is because EMGs are super hot. But like I said, there are much more important things to pay attention to. And also I just try to find a pickup that works great for rhythms and leads. And honestly, most these days work great for both. So my take on it is that yes, guitar pickups are fun. There are subtle differences between the different makes and models, but it's not something I really obsess over because it's not gonna make a difference within my productions. Excellent question. Now on the topic of guitars, I wanna let you know that right now you could have direct access to my guitar production workshop for absolutely free. In this workshop, I talk about crafting a professional guitar tone, how to deal with amp sims, mic placement, my approach to editing guitars for a fully professional result that you hear on your favorite records, and finally, mixing guitars. Again, you could have direct access to this workshop for absolutely free. There's a link below in this video's description if you're interested. And until next time, happy mixing.